6 months ago, if one were to ask you, who is Dr. Deborah Birx, you probably would have scratched your head. Since then, she has won the hearts of Americans across the nation. With her wonderful collection of scarves and quick sense of humor, she has assumed the role of a beaming ray of light during these dark times thanks to the COVID-19 pandemic. I was fortunate enough to sit down with her in her home earlier this week to learn just what America's mother is like off camera. What do you do when you're not off saving the world?
Sure. I love hanging out with my dog, Clementine. I love drinking wine with the girls. I love getting the girls together and having a wine night. And I love scented candles. I love to go in the store and smell them and light them. I carry a lighter with me and I'll light them sometimes even in the store. They bring me so much joy. I just love them. Yeah.
Your scarves. Walk us through it. Take us back to the beginning. You know, where does it start? And really, where do you get your inspiration from?
Yes, I would have to say that my scarf trend started back when I was in college. I came back to school from winter break, and my grandmother had gotten me a scarf, and I wore it on a date with a boy I was really liking at the time, and he loved it, and the date went very well. So I've had my scarves ever since. As to how do I choose them, what inspires me, really the seasons. I'm all about, the seasons, my environment, and my mood.
Wonderful. President Trump's seen here making a mockery of COVID-19. What do you think about this behavior?
Okay, sure. Oh no, not this one.
Ability for Saturday, I had a little low-grade fever. So, actually, probably a GI thing. But I'm meticulous. I'm a physician. I looked it up. I ended up piggy banking. I'm from Walter Reed, so I got a test late Saturday night, and I'm negative. I stayed home another day just to make sure. That's how we protect one another.
After that incident, the president came up to me and said that was just locker room talk. And look, the way I look at it is, he's the president of the United States, and I'm a physician. So, that's what I have to say there.
What does he do all day? What is he doing? What does he like to eat? What's he like behind closed doors?
He loves his Twitter and his Game Boy Color. Now, we have him on very high prescriptions of Celexa, Zoloft, and Prozac because he gets very angry when he's asked not to be on either Twitter or his Game Boy. He gets very upset, so we try to subdue him and keep him subdued, keep him calm, because he does have, the nuclear codes and Lord knows what other things he has access to and can do, so we try to keep him calm at all times.
According to your most recent study, you've identified 3 new hotspots across the U.S.
Sure.
How do we tackle this with COVID-19?
Yes, so we've identified Los Angeles, Chicago, and Washington, D.C. as continued hot zones. We're seeing more and more an increase in spike of cases rather, in those 3 cities. So it's really the same old story. I know it gets a little boring, but shelter in place, wash your hands, don't go out unless you need to. We are not opening up any of those 3 cities anytime soon.
If you had to pick one, what was your favorite subject in high school?
Okay, so it would be science. I loved conducting science experiments. My brothers and I had a shed in our backyard where we would conduct experiments, and I was in charge of luring younger children in school back to our shed with candy so that we could conduct experiments on them, on those children. Okay, back to the fake news media. How do you deal with the fake news? Here's a clip right here. How do you deal with this?
Make it clear that South Korea's testing was 11 per 100,000, and we're at 17 per 100,000. So
are you going to apologize, Yahoo? That's why you're Yahoo, and nobody knows who the hell you are. Go ahead, let's
Based
go.
on the numbers I've seen,
that's why nobody knows who you are, including me. Go ahead.
Mr. President,
just check it again.
You ought to get your facts right before you.
Well, we have had 14
Okay, well, your facts are wrong. Let's go.
You know, the proof is really, one of the things about science that I love is the proof is really in the pudding, so to speak. You can't fudge the numbers in science. You have your hypothesis and then you have the answers. So I would have to say that gentleman from Yahoo, the Yahoo gentleman, was simply wrong, and Mr. President let him know that, and I was there to defend him. Fair enough. Deborah, you have all of America listening tonight. What's one thing you'd like to wrap up with? Wash your hands, or don't wash your hands. It really doesn't matter, because we're all f***ed. Well, folks, you heard it here from Deborah Birx.